Good morning. It's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively, and I am creating swaps. We have an upcoming event, and this is what my desk looks like when I'm creating swaps. Stampin' Up! Is coming to Lafayette, Indiana, to a wedding barn. Lisa Fast has. We planned an event. Sherry's Cards in the Wonder Basement, Sherry Stojkovic and Tanya Dieterlin and Lisa Fast and I planned an event for the end of March. Hence the reason I'm working with Swaps. We wanted to have a live event with a local one with our friends. So we planned an event, invited our teams, put our name in the hat for the 35 events that Stampin' Up's having, and we are thankful to have Shannon West, Elizabeth Giles, which I think that's how you say her name. She's a new DDM. And Shannon's our DDM, which is a Demonstrator Development Manager over our area. And now we have, we're honored and excited to be the kickoff. And Sarah Douglas is coming. So Sarah will be with us Saturday night. We're doing a shoebox swap because that's what we used to do back in the olden days. And then Sunday, we're doing a live event. We're going to have take and makes. We're going to have opportunities for you to see people demo, which is one of the things we used to love. And of course, there's swaps. So here's how my swaps evolved. If you haven't done a swap in a while, or you don't know what a swap is, we wanted to use online exclusive products because the new catalog, the discontinued list comes out 2 days later. And so we wanted to try to use stuff that we knew was going to be around for a while that we could show to our customers. So we asked them to use online exclusive product. So we went with the online exclusive designer series paper that has this beautiful sheen to it. I could tell you the name of it if I hadn't thought I could remember it. I have a package right here. Let me see. Naturally Gilded. So that's the designer series paper I decided to use. I used words from Irresistible Bloom. I used the Hello. I used embossing folders. There's 3 embossing folders in there. They're called Embossing Basics. And they do 3 different designs. Here's the different designs. I did them on vellum. There's kind of a hash mark, a polka dot, and what kind of sort of looks like a floral. So these are the 3 embossing folders. I used a punch because the punches are coming back. I used this Radiant Stitched dies because that's in there. And then that's what I wanted to start with. I really wanted to use these elegant borders, which are beautiful. There's 3 or 4 different borders in there. I really wanted to use those, but when I started out, I didn't have them in my design. So I started off with this. And then I had used a card, because this is one of the steam sets in the January to April catalog. Here's one of the elegant borders, and I decided to dye the background. So I thought, well, maybe for my swap, I'll dye the background. And then I was like, this is kind of a boring fold. Let me see if I can come up with a fun fold. So I cut the paper and dyed one side and ran it through one of the embossing folders. And then I decided I know the in colors are coming back. These colors are coming back for sure. So I decided I added a border and did the fun fold. And that one was good. But the final one is this one. So I've embossed it with the embossing folders like I wanted to. I've used the dies, I've used the ribbon, I've used to the edge, and I've done a fun fold. So this is all my dreams come true. Okay, now let me show you how I did that. Not hard. Because again, an idea is cute when you're doing it for 4 people, but when you think you might do it for 60 people, you kind of go, what was I thinking? So I never want my project to end up being what was I thinking. so this is the Starry Sky. So I started off with the Starry Sky. I ran this through one of the embossing folders and cut the edge with one of those elegant dies. So I am going to seal this down the side, and if I worked really hard I could match up these patterns, but then I'm going to give it to someone who doesn't care if the patterns matched up, and I will have spent too much time on it. So I'm not going to match my patterns. I probably made someone just cringe. Sorry. So then I want this to flap over the back. So I'm going to put this on here. And I want you to be able to see the orchid through there. So when I put this on here, I'm going to scooch it down just a little bit so that I can see through that down there at the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and seal it on and then cut it, just because I think that's going to be, gosh, used up my seal. Have another one on my desk, right? Because that's what we do. You always should have multiples. And this works better for me. Like, I'm gonna hate myself that I have to do this every time, but I probably will, because I like being able to get it just right. So that'll probably be the thing that is a dumb idea for more than one. And then I'm going to score it, and I'm going to score it down just a smidge from where it is. And I'm going to be okay with a little bit of white at the top because I want it to lay a little bit flatter. This one has a little flyaway problem, which I'm not super offended by, but the best way for me to get it to lay flat is to put a little edge up here that I can kind of flatten down a little bit better. What's my, oh, those are my scissors. I have charms. I have the Wonder Basement charms on my scissors and bone folders. Oh, bone folder over here, right here, see? It's kind of like the seal you have on your desk and everything else, right? Okay. So I'm gonna put this across the top. And if that bothers you, put the ribbon up there or something, but no one's gonna notice it but you. So basically it's a matter of if you want it to fly away or you want it to lay flat. Okay, then I'm going to put it on some white, because I think we forget we can mount our bold colors on white. I mean, you don't have to be bold color, any color. And we can mount it right on that white. And then when it's on that white, this isn't that noticeable. Okay, so I feel like I need to have a little piece of writing space here. So I'm going to trim a little bit off of this. And if you email me and say how much is a little bit off, I'm going to say, like, you know, your recipe says season to taste. I'm going to say cut to size, cut to fit. And mine fits right there. Okay, so that's the card. Now I'm going to add my one of these to the front. I like the polka dots. Put a polka dot on there. I'm going to use a dimensional to put my polka dot on there because I know I'm going to cover it up with my words. So I'm going to set it off to the side. I've got one of my pre-done hellos because I did a bunch because I'm swapping. If you've never done a swap before, I'm basically giving you a Swapping 101 tour. I want to add some ribbon. I really like the way the silver stands up, stands out, stands up. And this is in the, this is part of the online exclusives. It's a silver and gold pack that goes together. And I think it's called Silver and Gold. I think we went with it. Complicated name. Sometimes I'm not sure what the names. One of the things we get to do with this event is we get to do a question and answer with Shannon and Shannon or Sarah. I'm not sure which one is going to do it, but I would love to know how they name the colors. Have you ever wondered that? Stay tuned. If I ask that question, I'll let you know. I may get nervous and not be able to speak. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of with Stampin' Up! Royalty. Okay, so now I'm going to take my blend and I'm going to tap it over a bone folder and get some splatters on there. So I've added a little bit of interesting color to the front of my card. Can you see my little splatters? And then I have these gems that I'm going to use on there. I really like these red ones. I don't know what color they are, but I'd have to look back in the catalog. But this is part of the suite that I demoed on stage. We were, Sherry and I demoed together. We were thankful to be able to do that. And it was great fun. But we were supposed to do a ton of projects. And we had all these samples, and they sent us one package of these. I could about use half of them on, a project. So we were like, we may need more. So let me show you again. This is my final one. But I also did this one. And this one. And this one. I mean, that's a lot of different ideas with one little set of projects. So I hope you enjoyed this. I ran down to do this real quick. It's haircut day, as you can tell. If you have haircut day, you always have your hair in a hat. You don't do your hair on haircut day, at least I don't. I'm taking my dad to lunch. I'm going to stop by and see my mother. I live about 30 minutes away from where I get my hair done, so, there's always a list. And the list keeps getting one more thing. So I started off on this little piece of paper because I had tons of room, and now I'm going up the edges and just going to be going on the back side because there's a lot to do. I have camp tomorrow, camp Friday, and then 7 of my grandchildren, because it's spring break, are going to invade me and Pappy. We're going to have 7 grandchildren for 24 hours, and then 4 of them will stay on until Tuesday. We're excited. We're thankful to have them. It'll be St. Patrick's Day. There'll be shenanigans, and I like it. All right, friends, thanks for joining me. I will chat with you again soon. Have a great day.